Hi everyone, this is Mitch from the SportsChatPlace.com. Thursday, August 13th, and the college football early lines are out. Sure, we have NFL preseason football tonight, but after Sunday's game, still got a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth with the push from heaven for the Bills backers in this one. But anyways, the college football lines are out. I just wanted to pick a handful of games, and I haven't really done my homework on any of these things yet, but I just thought some of the lines were pretty interesting, and just figured I'd roll through a couple of them right now. Thursday night, North Carolina State is favored by 3 points at home against South Carolina. This is on September 3rd, of course. And the Wolfpack, they really took it on the chin in the opener against the Gamecocks last year, losing 34-0. Are they 37 points better than the Gamecocks were last year? Not so sure, but We'll definitely find out. Russell Wilson, definitely an exciting player for the Wolfpack, and can they win by 3 at home? This game's pretty much just a pick 'em since it's the 3 points to the home team. Be interesting to see. The big game on Thursday night, though, on that Thursday, September 3rd, is Boise hosting Oregon, and the Ducks lost at home last year to Boise, and the game kind of slid under the carpet, under the radar. A lot of people, well, who does Boise play? Well, they beat Oregon, who was pretty good, and a bowl winner, who beat one of the big time schools in Oklahoma State in their bowl game, and Oklahoma State was pretty decent last year, and Oregon didn't really have much problem with them, even though they were playing with their 4th or 5th string quarterback by the end of the season. So I think the Ducks want a little revenge. Of course, Boise always playing on that blue turf, and it's going to be a great way to open up the season. Friday night, Tulane takes on, that's September 4th, Tulane's going to be taking on Tulsa. Tulsa was a scoring machine last year. Tulane was just a doormat. So let's see if Bob Toledo gets the green wave any more fired up. I haven't really looked too much into this one yet, and we'll have plenty more, as far as write-ups and videos before the season rolls around. Saturday, a couple of the featured games. Oklahoma State favored against Georgia by 5.5 points. This line has dropped. It opened at 7. It's gone down to 5.5. Oklahoma State obviously has all the offensive weapons. They have Des Bryant, who's a Heisman candidate. Zach Robinson, maybe a Heisman candidate as well. Georgia, they're going to have those two big defensive tackles, a solid defense, and A.J. Green playing wide receiver. We know Georgia is going to have running backs, so that should be a very interesting game. I think Oklahoma State better bring their tackling shoes that day if they plan on really making a statement on the national stage. Oklahoma favored by 22.5 against Brigham Young. It seems like a lot of points against a team that really knows how to score. I think the thing that I especially like against Brigham Young is that they have usually a lot of size on both sides of the line. Certainly not ready to pick that game yet, but we got to remember, to keep in mind that Brigham Young, one of the most penalized teams in the country year after year. I mean, so are the Sooners as well. Definitely a top 10 penalized team last year, but it seems that Brigham Young really gets them. It does in opportune times, especially on the road, is where they seem to get a bunch of them. In other games that Saturday, Alabama taking on Virginia Tech, and this line is fluctuating between 4.5 and 7 points. Virginia Tech, suffering the big injury, to the running back Evans, and the Tide just have a brand new starting quarterback. This should be a real interesting matchup because Frank Beamer's teams, they generally don't win it with their offense. Their offense is just kind of like they just try to manage the game and not make mistakes, and then their defense kind of puts the offense at a decent field position. And they threw their number one running back off the team last year, so losing a running back to them, it's not like unfamiliar ground for Frank Beamer, that's for sure. Ohio State takes on Navy, 22.5-point favorites. Buckeyes were horrible against the spread last year, and Navy was, they started really slow and they finished quite nicely last year. So it'll be interesting to see a little different type of matchup for Ohio State. Maybe as middle of the road as Navy is, and maybe they're a little better than middle of the road, but not much. Definitely in that 50 range as far as if you went to rank all the teams in college football. 50 to 60 range, I would say, for Navy. Probably a step up for most of Ohio State's out-of-conference opponents. Though, the Buckeyes, they generally take on one, they've been taking on at least one big one, a year for a few years now, taking on, Texas, and then this year, the USC Trojans in the game. We'll have plenty to talk about. There's a lot of other games out there and a lot of other lines. Miami, Florida State is the Monday night game, and we're going to be going into all these games in depth. Just wanted to touch on a few of them for now, and maybe we can come back later on, and talk about the lines once again as they start to move. So this is Mitch from the SportsChatPlace.com. Thanks for joining me. I'm ready for the college football season, and be sure to follow us and stay up with all of our sports picks, write-ups, and action here at the SportsChatPlace.com. Be sure to join in the conversation in the forum. We've reset everything, so that's why all of it doesn't look like anyone is posting and things like that. We kind of deleted everything and started fresh with a little bit different user-friendly format there. So have a great day, and we'll see you in the forum.